the best thumbnail I've had all year. I had to go through the whole year to get a decent thumbnail. So, so yeah, Humanity Year in Review. Oh, that report card is really easy. F. For the most part, not everybody, but a good portion is kind of like sad, pathetic, failing. Don't I guess they just don't care, obviously. So who cares anyway, right? Just a decline in society, and yeah, but it's puts on the mask of whatever that is, faking it, hiding it. Yeah, you can feel it. It's just a sad society overall, but whatever, right? Yeah, go do you, right? So, yeah, as we evolve into a higher consciousness, the losers start to show themselves more and more. And I can feel this. I mean, I guess we're all kind of assigned to, some of us are assigned to a loser. I have my assignment, and yeah, that one keeps on getting worse, actually. So, it's not a decline or anything like that. But yeah, it's the land of phoniness, fakery, and not even trying. Because, like, astrally, they can try to move forward, move ahead. They can, and then their human here can make a difference here. Or they can just decline and try to hide it. But they already know they're a loser in astral. Their human self might play it off or whatever, but astrally, it is clear as day. So their human here might be completely clueless, like, hey, look at me. Because they put on the phony face and everything, and it works in society. Yeah, you can only, was it lipstick on a pig? You can only, society is not really designed to look beyond the face, the mask. I mean, some people can see it. And who has enough energy to decode everything? Not supposed to do that anyway. But, we're going to get to it. Well, I'm not sure when, but we do get to a point where more people can see through all the BS, basically. I mean, it's going on now, but that'll increase over time. I'm not sure how fast that's going to go. What just comes in naturally, we can feel the fakery and all that. And I don't pay that much attention to it. I don't care that much. But, there's some individuals where you're kind of invested in. And that's when you see the actor studio. So, yeah, it's like inside the actor studio. So some of them have makeup or whatever, or clothing, they have a fancy car to show off, whatever. Or a podcast, whatever, show off their phoniness. The idea is to evolve into a higher consciousness. Who knows at this point? I mean, yeah, we are to some level, but what the future holds obviously is still not clear. But I tell you this, still, an X is an X. Society still sucks. So they can blame the government all day long. It can. I mean, there's room for improvement. Let's put it that way. So yeah, it's like it indulges. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of this reality is that the losers came here in the beginning, in the beginning of time, came to the beach resort and just sort of did what they do best, and that's fail. And that's kind of the whole point of being here that's the test, is to not be a loser or go through that and then not be a loser, whatever, to go through. Yeah, you're in a an avalanche of failure. And the idea is to come out alive somehow through all of it. And so, yeah, this world is technically built to fail. Well, at least the society here, Archon beings, whatever, who came here to, and being completely honest about it, transparent, whatever you would call it. You know, it's like it's been from day one in its current state. You know, as it became more physical and lost, and like Adam and Eve. You know, Adam and Eve just kind of threw it all away, right? You know, the mythology of it, but still, it's. You know, and I guess people just don't want to hear it or whatever. Yeah, so they get pulled in. That's what I mean. They get pulled in these spiritual manipulations and all of that. It says a lot about the audience, doesn't it? Just decline. Decline society that needs positivity all the time and ain't doing shit within themselves. So, yeah, it's just, yeah, just like you see the scam and you see the audience and, you just observe, and I guess, yeah, like I say, go be you. Go do your thing. So, you know, society is still, for the most part, lost, but it's not really trying to find itself either. So we come in here to take a beating from a loser society, basically. And they don't like it, they hate it. Well, yeah, the truth hurts, right? You know, I'm already taking one beating after the other this year. But yeah, when you're assigned to a loser, yeah, it's a whole new world. You know, to help them not be a loser. But seriously, it's like if you're around someone that's like that, even if it might be a customer, might be a, like say, client, whatever in your life or walk. You know, if you see them as a failure, by all means. It's good to put it out there. You know, an X is an X. I mean, just not that you're being judgmental or anything. It's just like, you know, you see how they are. Yeah, they put on the show, the relationship show. They put, you know, they're dancing the music in front of everybody. They're putting on this it's like a clown show in front of everybody. But behind the scenes, just a piece of shit. So, you know, so. It's like the era of the Two-Face. That's been going on for like thousands of years. Because I'm not telling people what they want to hear, of course. You know, I'm here to save my soul. You can do whatever the fuck you want. So, you know, I don't care. I mean, really, do you care? I mean, yeah, all these cults sit out here and just sucking off everybody. You know, all the declined, failed souls, and so whatever. You know, it's either way. I mean, how are you going to achieve that's what I mean, being yourself, no, not to be mean-spirited towards others, as some are, you know, especially in the spiritual community, doing like a reading for people under psychotics. You know, they're giving a psychotic answer because they're throwing all their garbage on everyone. Just, I'm not going to go into detail where that, you know, where the original, or one of the groups that does that, so there's several, but anyway, so yeah, it'd be nice to see in the spiritual community or anywhere the ass kissing ends eventually, but so far it is in full speed ahead. Podcasters are kissing everyone's ass, the spiritual content, yeah, it's all on a ass kissing. It's like, God, what are we doing here? You know, just not that, like I said, not that you have to be mean spirited, but being real to people. But they're putting on this show, man. You know, it's all this positivity out there, and you know, and the ones that the spiritual teachers that are doing that, they're just marking their souls and making themselves look worse and worse. Obviously, the audience is sucking it up, you know, but in the long run, they're just giving people what they want, right? But you're not, what you're doing your soul any service. You might put some truth out there every once in a while, but still you're trying to put on that positive dragon train that goes nowhere, basically. Yeah, because the audience can't handle, you know, light and dark, basically a combination of the two. They can't handle the truth, basically. What are they doing? Nothing. Just enjoy your next incarnation. Because you have kids and try to improve there, and there might be some improvement there, but are they improving themselves? Not to go on a, but some do, yeah, they just have kids like, okay, well, I did my job, I can continue to decline. But put on the persona of evolving and judging and whatever, and there might be some good parenting there, but the soul can still slide. So because they're not focused, yeah, they're just, a red flag to me is like if they can't handle negativity. I mean, there's obviously like a horror movie and all that. I understand you're not into that, but come on, man. Some are just, even it's not even negative. It's like being real to people. They just can't handle anything. But yeah, they get pulled into politics and all that shit. Whatever. Oh crap! I'm doing this again. I can't see. Oh, good. I don't want to go through this again. I'll have to get a new thing. Yeah, the eyes weren't there. Good. I want to go through that again. Yeah, so the sad, yeah, so of course those on a spiritual path are trying to heal and see the societies. Well, yeah, anger is, if you have anger, you're seeing how human people are here and they're not going nowhere. And you try to be nice and everything, try to be transparent, and you get kicked back because society's dead. Yeah, it's just a throwaway, it's a throwaway society. It doesn't matter how nice nature is and all that. It's a throwaway society wherever you are, and it's everywhere though. I'm in the beach area, and it's like the land of the phony. So yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's like living on a half impulse. Be nice and friendly, but kind of, like I say, dead inside. There's just nothing new there. They're not trying to do anything, and they criticize, but they're not really, just sort of whatever, right? Not everyone's. There's a tunnel of like, you come here as a human, like you do your human thing, like you come, and that's fine. Most are going to be doing that, doing their, But when you get to a point where you can expand your soul and, like I say, go into spiritual knowledge, cut all the fat, cut all the garbage, and many don't do that. They just decline. They go backwards. They want to fix their shit. They want to be a piece of shit forever, I guess. And they're just cutting off their evolution. It's those that are, I mean, society's going to be a piece of shit, whatever, but those that can, improve and then don't. And, Gaia sees it, the universe sees it, we all see it. That's why, like I said, if you have someone in your walking day life that's, that could be, not to be mean-spirited, but it's still like, you put good intention, they're still a piece of shit, so that's a fucking failure. And it's just the way it is. And it's good to note that instead of being overly nice, say they're not, like, they are failures here. So, and of course, those on the spiritual path, I feel like they're failing, well, because you might be surrounded by failures. Just to realize that. I think a lot of people that are on a spiritual path are doing the best they can. And you might be wanting more, of course, but there's obviously a lot of inner. But, if you have good intentions and you're doing the best you can, then that's saying something, yeah. But you might be easily surrounded by failures, that's for damn sure. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you are. In a nice nature area, right by the beach, yeah, it doesn't mean anything. So yeah, concentrate on yourself, and that's hard. It's pretty bad when you have to concentrate on yourself all the time because society is such a pathetic, dying pile of garbage. It's pretty. It's pretty bad. You have to kind of go in your fantasy world or some kind of other reality because society is just it's got nothing. And yeah, it just do the best you can. That's all you can do here. So anyway, for next year, of course, not to keep on that. Well, it's true though. Not that many are going to get any better. You never know. But it is good to check oneself. It's like, shit, am I on that path of nowhere? Well, that says something. That's good. Uh, People that are lost is one thing. That's a different. Some are lost forever. That's a whole different story there. That's different. That's not failure. That's lost, and that's not that necessarily. I don't think so. You might feel it is, but not necessarily. There's always gonna be some kind of. You can't be perfect in everything, but lost. That's a rough one. Not knowing one's identity. That's like internal hell, no doubt. But then some are in that path and take others down with them, which is not good because they can't get a balance within themselves. So they jump from relationship to relationship and just burn bridges left and right, and just they can't figure out what's wrong with them. Because the internal self, there's no self love, whatever it is. Yeah, it's a mess. It's like a bulldozer. Yeah. So. But yeah, we're in the actor's studio called reality. Yeah, it gets old. But I don't know, hopefully things switch around, hopefully. I don't know. So, yeah, next year, obviously, the phony New Year's Eve stuff and all that, yeah. I know they're all hooting about it, but well, hopefully. Well, we'll see how I can just put the energy out there for something new and see what sticks. So yeah, and those that are actually evolving will see more, decline in society as like. There's that. It's like, why do I keep seeing that? I don't know, what is that? Because it's true. And that's just an observation point of view. That's not judging, that's observation. So, they can bitch about the government all day long. Yeah. So, anyway, the idea is to change the algorithm here, energy. I guess you can say society needs its truth pill, red pill, I guess, but it's in different forms. Not just spiritual, it's get your act together pill. So always try to at least, yeah, because some have talents and they're not utilizing them, they're just coasting through life. And once it lost is one thing, but some just is really pathetic out there, how many just don't want to put any effort into themselves. They want everything given to them. And that's okay, they got a big fat F on their forehead. Yeah. It's like, yeah, can you feed me too? Can you put a baby bib on me? Take care of me? And saying, you can put this F on your forehead, how about that? So, 'cause they can't, like I said, on an energy level, they can't get rid of it. Once they fail, you can get rid of it by improving. You still got time to do that. I'm not sure how much time. When you're like in your 80s or something, it's like, yeah, it's kind of past your prime. You're fucked. So, yeah. Anyway, what do they call it, negative and all that. Once again, society is in decline, as usual. And once a fairy tale ending and all that, but it's like that's just whatever. Like I say, save yourself, while the rest of them just follow the crowd to nowhere. Yeah, it goes absolutely nowhere. Yeah, you talk to brag about what they had. They traveled to Europe or whatever, and how fancy food they ate and all that. It's like, that's great and everything. If you do anything unique at all. Try to expand yourself. I don't know. You can do it for yourself and be surprised. They're just too busy putting on the show for others, for social engagement, and just it's hollow. Phony, hollow. Just not sure how that echoes through. Yeah. I mean, they feel it energetically, but do they hear it verbally? Unknown. Not many, whatever. Either way. On a positive note, well, those that are on, feel like they're doing the best they can. That's true. Yeah, inner healing. Yeah, inner healing. So if you feel like you're, why am I not saving the world, or why am I around these horrible people and all of that? But if you feel like you're doing everything you can, you'd be surprised how many are self-healing currently. Like you're trying to figure this out, and you might have a lot of anger too, but there is, internal healing is, it's important, but you might not always know that you're doing it. Yeah, it's too many distractions here. Unless some get in a partnership, a relationship, and maybe they make things worse, or like I said, the actor's studio, now they can cloak their misery. It can only last so long. I don't know how that works in the universe. The universe is like, I've had enough of this bullshit. I don't know. Yeah, Gaia definitely sees it, and it's just obviously the astral realm see it. The higher self, yes, the higher self. So the higher self has a loser version of themselves here. Yeah, it doesn't make them look too good or feel too good about it. Like the higher frequency is at a good level, but their human version is just a decayed fucking pile of garbage, basically. They're obsessed with what other people think and their own darkness, and they're all just all failure. And they don't want to, it's like you can connect to the energy of, if they want to at least try to evolve, and it's a lot of self-pity and self-guilt and, the pity party, basically. It's weird. It's not hard to change that around, but many are obsessed with it. Shallowness. What does that happen with the higher self? It's like, man, because that's a loser version of myself. What do I do with that? They try to improve it, but it's only so much a town can do for that. Want to take the town to raise a child or an idiot or whatever it is. I don't know. It's just it's very because some of them are happy being failures. Well, they don't like that part, maybe. And like when the word, the failure, and their So anyway, I guess we'll go into the Andromedan energies, I guess. Yeah. Pleiadians obviously have their issues. Everyone has their issues. So anyway, going to Andromeda energy, maybe something not so truthful, maybe something a little bit more calming comes here. It's getting old, man. I don't know what to do at this place. Nobody knows, I guess. So, all right, going to Andromeda energy. We'll see how it goes. Blessings. Greets you with Andromedans. As you can see, there's a lot of soul searching, and some avoiding themselves, what they have to heal, let go of. Some are holding on to bitterness of the past. Like they're ashamed of their mistakes, and it's like, just put me in the ground and kill me or something. And it's like, and the universe is No, not this time. You have to kind of, pull that energy, your energy fuel. The idea, well, they give them, yeah, I mean, they can do whatever they want, but the idea is to, sprout into something more. Continue, because the idea is for the soul to expand in its, what it's capable of. Those that are no longer need the human experience, like you come to a level where you can be much more than that, in their galactic connections and so on. And those that choose not to, it's almost, like stabbing themselves constantly, always was, and they're just, because they might lose their friends because they become a different type of person. They can bring in success instead of just being an ordinary individual. I mean, they just like to be in many like to be in a decayed state. And, that's fine, but they don't have to come to this world to do that anymore. There's other places they can go. There's plenty of other beings that like to come here and turn that around. So this reality helps them see themselves, you could say. Like root out the problem. Because sometimes there are higher frequency realities you can't see your own stuff. So you come to a world like this, it's like, that's what I have to remove. And it doesn't mean you have to become the most perfect being in the world, or just basically just letting go of old habits and just cutting what no longer needs to be in your energy field. So you can be free instead of being a slave to all your problems and all your. It's going to be, no one's perfect, but the idea is to let yourself continue to sprout out into your potential instead of stopping it. Serving coffee or doing something that's not too exciting or doing nothing. The idea is you come here for self-improvement, but many come here just to do the opposite. And that's fine. But at some point, it's still up to the individual. Yeah. Now, did they get kicked off the planet? Well, the planet is not always welcoming. It's like you were here, you did all these things, and you didn't do anything. So what would be the point coming back? So not everyone comes back. It's like, you're here for 20 or 50 years, whatever it was, or 60, 70, and you still didn't do anything with themselves. Well, you can say the planet says it's always, and they might keep coming back to try and do it, and they're still getting the same results. Well, Gaia or counts is like, well, you came here many times and you went nowhere with it, so maybe you should try something different. If they even want to heal. So, but this is a self-improvement world if you choose for it to be that way. You can get a lot done, actually. But it's up to the individual. So, that's nice.